Welcome to the cottage, everyone. How is everyone feeling? I am so excited and feeling really blessed. Are you feeling really blessed? Because today is the last day of Mercury retrograde and Cancer season. Let's have a little talk here by the poison hemlock. By the way, if you leave her alone, she will protect you well. Now, don't get me wrong. We're not going to sit here and talk bad about any one sign in particular. Every sign has room for growth, room for strengthening things, flaws, defects, right? And each sign and each energy opportunity, right? Because when we go through the year, we're given opportunities of different energies. For me personally, Cancer season is not my favorite. And my moon is also in Capricorn, which has a lot to do with it. So obviously my perspective on this is going to be flavored by that. But outside of biased viewpoint, if you think about when you're out in the world, most people, I'm going to say a large amount of the population isn't doing substantial, shadow work or keeping up with the work. It's just kind of like whether you own your own business like me or you have, a job, regular job, whatever. But if you don't keep up with your workload, by the end of the day, by the end of the quarter, whatever it may be, you're going to have so much to do. So it's kind of like that in Cancer season. It can be where if you haven't been doing the work, it's just like all of a sudden you're overloaded. Your workload is just insanely, you're just booked. You're just booked. Besides that, I want to know, let me know, how has it affected you? Now, has anybody had positive reunions come back? Maybe some positive reunions with family. Maybe this was an opportunity when the universe actually brings things back around again for review, right? What did we miss? What did I miss? What did I not see before? What got left behind? Did something get left behind that I actually need to move forward, and not necessarily taking that person back, right? We're not talking about taking that person back, letting that person back in your heart, your mind, your soul, your energy field, or your life. Because oftentimes Mercury retrograde will bring them back to see if, did the level up work? Did you really level up? Did you really... I'm trying to use this with not, overplayed things that are always said about Mercury in retrograde, right? I'm trying to say this differently so it hits home. But it's like, when things come back around again, because time does not linear and everything works in a spiral. Everything travels in a spiral, and you go from one spiral to the next spiral, but in between there's that Bardo state. That Bardo state is the void. So there's like this period where it kind of feels empty, but it's not. It's this beautiful emptiness, like, like you would see space emptiness. It's like infinite potential emptiness, not like emptiness, nothing happening, like emptiness, like everything could happen. That kind of emptiness. Anyway, what will oftentimes happen in this Mercury retrograde is actually, it's coming back to see when you did all that work, when you did all the shadow work, when you were working on yourself, when you did have to lay it all out on the table and you did have to take an assessment of your soul, of what's going on. How did that person, place, thing, activity, experience, right, shift me? Did it break a part of you? Did you get that back? Did it challenge you enough to break these patterns? And also what I saw here too is, it's not just your pattern. Your mom's pattern, your grandma's pattern, your great, and it can also be on your dad's side as well. This is very ancestral. For this season, very ancestral. We're talking about you're the one. They knew that you were the one, so strong, so powerful, so beautiful, and you signed up for this, and you're like, yes, I love my soul family so much, and I see how this benefits humanity. Before you arrived here, you said, yes, I'm going to sign up. I'm going to do that. This is one of those experiences I feel like this was part of our task. We're the task force, okay? This was one of our tasks. And I feel like if you made it through this season and you didn't take the bait, you didn't go back to them, you didn't Allow them to come back into your life. Apologies, yes. I heard some apologies that were long overdue. Were they heartfelt? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no, probably not. Probably it was very opportunistic apology, right? Especially when it's dealing with family. It's hard. It's hard if you've had to make decisions in your life where you have to cut family off, because that's what you have to do to keep your soul intact, to keep your mental intact, to keep your heart protected. Especially if that person was legit abusive to you, or extremely. Like, we can't even talk about that on TT, but I know that some of you have also lived through things like with me that's like textbook psychopathic, cluster B, really dark, like, I can't even say it on TikTok, but people that have the mental disposition to do terrible things. If you're all one of those that have, like me, myself, survived, and we're still alive. But now we've taken our power back too. Not only did we survive, right? High five for you. Love you so much. Anyway, going back, this season has kind of brought all those things back, right? Now the power is in your hands. So if you were able to not take them back, see things differently, dive into your emotions, that's a huge power up. And I'm so glad that we went through all of this. But I'm just saying that Cancer season has not exactly been fun. Which I understand it, but I don't at the same time. Why does Cancer season have to be in the middle of summer when we just want to have, literally, I'm not saying go along, not asking questions, but we really just want to have a good time. We can still be conscious and do our magic and our soul work and still have a good time. But why does Cancer season have to be in the middle of summer? I'm not trying to sit around and fucking cry when I want to go to the beach and, I don't know, catch butterflies, chase butterflies. Anyway, another thing is beyond that is like noticing that we're breaking some huge giant emotional container patterns, ancestral, past life. Like those things came up. I really feel like some of us graduated. I feel like I went somewhere on this. It took me somewhere. But another thing I thought too is did they try to bring you back into old emotional spaces, old timelines? Isn't that interesting? How you can look back in your mind as something that happened, but as yourself now. Like they're trying to drag you back into that space. And that's how you know that you've grown, that you've evolved, that you shifted, that you definitely are transformed. You have done your phoenix practice. You have risen from the fire, from the ashes. Is that when you can remember and you go back and there's no now present emotion being triggered, you can remember the emotion that you had when this, that, whatever the fuck happened, right? You can remember that. That's quantum healing work, by the way, is when you can remember that, but you show up in your full power, in your nowness, traveling back to that as you are now, without it actually triggering any sort of now response moment from that. Anyway, we can talk more about that later. I just wanted to let you guys know. You probably already know. But congratulations. We're like almost out of this. Cancer season and Mercury RX. I'm so excited for Leo season. So I'm going to get on here and be doing reads soon. I'm sorry I haven't been on live. Life's been nuts. But we'll talk about it when I get on. Always be feral. Key, stay sovereign. Love you much. Have a fantastic day. Survive this last day of Cancer. Mwah.